fuck you to the watchers. But the people who actually support and subscribe and this and that, like, no, 100%. I mean, it's tough. Listen, I'm telling you right now, it is tough as a creator because, you know, the people who, I mean, listen, I'm going to bring up something right now. I have indie filmmakers and authors come on. I'm about to say something crazy. But I have indie filmmakers and authors who come on my channel for an interview to promote their work. Right? And they can't even get 5 people who they fucking know to watch their damn interview.
Sometimes they don't even share it.
Sometimes they don't share it, but I'm talking about even the ones who share it. I'm talking about the ones who share it. They share it on their personal social media, an interview that's 20, 25 minutes of them during their project, and they got thousands of friends and families, and they can't even get 5 fucking people to watch their fucking interview and support them.
It's even worse. Sometimes they don't even watch it.
That too. Because I can see because
they expect you because it's your show to promote it, like to get it seen, to get eyes on it. It's like,
yes,
why? You know, I've been in the business of promoting indie artists for a long time, and I can tell you, you know, I will put up posts and whatever on social media, and you know, we've made video reviews and all kinds of stuff, and most, not all, but most of the artists that never shared the posts, never liked or loved or whatever, you know, the posts, never commented on them, never said thank you, never watched, you know, the episodes, never shared them, never told people about us, you know, never promote back. So it's like, it's a very thankless kind of place to be in.
It is.
I mean, and, you know, it's just rough. And as you know, I also have, you know, a YouTube show that I'm running for, like, getting close to 400 episodes right now, which is actually getting some kind of traction. But 99% of that is people I don't know. 99% of people who watch, people who support us through Buy Me a Coffee, who request certain, you know, episodes and all of that, are people I have never met. Amazing people who like what you do and want to support it and think that it should be more successful than it is and try to push it for you, try to help, try to give you money, try to do all of that stuff. I've never met or heard of any of them. Not one person. It's crazy. Yep. But that's how it is. And again, friends and family, they'll come around if you ever break through. If you become a celebrity, they don't actually care if your stuff is any good. But if you're famous, you know, if you're rich and famous, they'll be at your doorstep saying, "I was there from the beginning," which obviously they weren't. Yep. So, you know, it's just how it is.
A bunch of angry old men, you know.
Well, we are angry old men, you know. But that's the reality of it, you know. And again, the fact that we are still doing it, you know, still making content, still making films, still creating, shows that we know that this is something that exists, the lack of support, but we're trying to make it anyway. You know, we're trying to get there anyway. It's not just about success. It's not about being rich and famous. It's actually about the art. It's about sometimes the content, sometimes the art, and we will always try to make it. So it's like, if you jump on board and become one of our, you know, fans, followers, subscribers, whatever, that's what you'll get. If you want something else, go somewhere else. That's fine. But yeah, it is very much backwards. That's just how it is. Yeah,
it is. So I'm not going to expect to see any 2.5 hour long slasher.
3.5,
you guys. 3.5. Okay. 3.5 hour movies from you guys in the future. No cash grabs or anything like that.
Series. I mean, it's like, well, I mean, if you go to Spark TV and watch, I have a series that I did a few years ago called Surviving the Undead, that did really well locally, because I bought airtime and showed it on Saturday nights locally here, and it did really well. obviously when you put something on TV, if you don't have any commercials in it, you're not going to make any money. But it was very successful. Mm-hmm. So, that kind of route is something that people can think about going. And there are on Spark TV, unfortunately, it's not a site that you make any money off of. But it's the amount of like different kind of series and a lot of indie stuff on there. There's a lot of series on there, and it's not just horror. I mean, it's there's some good comedies on there, and the indie stuff exists within the realms of even television series kind of things. And I just wish people would get out of Hollywood mode, because Hollywood has been fucking us with no lube for the past 6-7 years. And, there has been hardly anything that I've seen that I even remotely give a shit about, and I'm a huge Coppola fan, and I fucking went to see Megalopolis.
But if you want to watch it, but by the way, if you're a fan of a Terrifier type movie and you want to actually see a good indie version of something like that, it's called Pan Man. I actually did a review on it. It's on Tubi, and it has that over the top gore, but it has a story. It has character development, and it has it's a horror comedy romantic movie too. Like, so it has that over the top crazy gore to it, but it keeps you engaged. There's something else there besides just gore for the whole entire time.
Well, and that means the filmmaker was thinking.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say before that there was a time in horror, not that long ago, when I can't remember how they termed it, but it's like intelligent horror kind of thing, like philosophical horror, where some like the horror fans said that's not horror, that's bullshit. Where you had films like even films like by Ari Aster and people like that. And
Hereditary and
but there were others that were less horror, even less horror than that. Like Personal Shopper, is that what it was called? The one with forgot her name now. Never mind. But that was a good film. Like, I enjoyed it. I didn't exactly think it was horror, but it doesn't matter what I think. It was like people tried to make intelligent horror, and the actual sort of indie horror fans shot it down. So it's like it was there for a little while, and then it kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
And today, you have some filmmakers that are still trying to make something halfway intelligent, and it just doesn't always work because the fans shoot it down. Like, at the moment, like, I haven't seen Megalopolis. I haven't seen the new Joker. But from what I hear, both those films have some kind of a philosophical, aspect to them, where the filmmakers are actually trying to make something a little bit more artistic, perhaps. They may have succeeded, they may have failed. It depends on who you talk to when it comes to those movies. Some people like that, some people don't. But I've heard more people shooting both those films down, that basically I think filmmakers are going to shy away from making those kinds of films. And again, I haven't seen either one, so I don't know personally if they're good or not. I might think that they're total crap. but just from the conversation, though, it sounds like they're trying to make something different and something more philosophical. And again, I don't know whether they succeed or not. But I might be leaning towards applauding the attempt, at the moment.
Oh, I don't want to make it sound like, I know exactly what Coppola was trying to do with Megalopolis, but the execution of it was so. Some of the movie is beautiful to watch.
Yeah, but that's not enough, I know.
But that's not enough. I've seen lots of pretty movies, and to me, a pretty movie doesn't give you a good movie. You know, I'd rather look at something that's not shot well, but has a storyline that's interesting. I've seen a lot of indie films like that. I've seen a lot of them like that.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's...
I actually just saw one. Yeah.
Huh?
I just saw one the other night. I had a little bit of time. I was waiting on something, and I watched The Passenger. It's on the platforms. I'm not sure which ones, but I think it's Blumhouse might be involved, and to me, that's not a plus. So I started watching the film, and the story is not something we haven't seen before. Some people would consider the pace a little slow. The acting is fantastic. The character development is interesting, which made it a great film. I sat there and I watched it, and I got to the end of it, and I was like, I've seen this kind of thing before, but I really enjoyed this one, you know?
Sure.
So it just kind of depends. You know, when you're trying to make something, just try to make something good. It doesn't have to be all the way original. But if your characters are not interesting, you know, like I get a lot of indie people sending me, you know, either scripts or films to watch or stuff like that, just to give them feedback. And I got one recently, and I started watching it, and I got about halfway through, and I'm thinking, the script is terrible for the specific reason that I don't like any of these characters. There's nothing holding me to this film. I don't care about any of them. As far as I'm concerned, they could all die in the first 20 minutes and you wouldn't get a reaction out of me. So when you write a script and you have nothing to keep the viewer from being interested, from caring about a character, fearing for a character, wanting a character to succeed or fail, you know, you don't really have much going there. It was just like a nothing thing.
Alien Covenant.
That one was just stupid. And you're talking about a film that had, you know, such a massive budget as well. I'm talking about films, you know, low budget indies, you know, somewhere between, I don't know, 50,000 and 250,000. And I watched them and I think, why in the hell would you have sacrificed 50 to 250, where I don't know how much the film was for, without running this script by people who know scripts?
But that's how I feel about the whole Winnie the Pooh movie. I did not give a fuck about any of those characters. It was just like,
yeah,
they had no personality. They had nothing. It was just like, I didn't care.
Yeah. It just basically, it went through the motions. It was just like watching something like Wrong Turn or something like that, in a slightly different variation of it. And again, I love the first Wrong Turn, but you know, there were like 7 of them. Yeah, this was terrible. It was a terrible copy. It's not part of the franchise. It's something else. And again, just by incorporating the Winnie the Pooh character in there, that was supposed to make it good or original or interesting. It's not. And they're doing the same thing with Mickey Mouse now. So, you know,
they're doing Mickey Mouse, Peter Pan, and everybody else. There's a whole bunch of them coming out.
Yeah.
Well, and that, so just out of curiosity, you were talking about Pan Man. Is that what it's called? Panman? Yeah. So I'm writing things down. So,
yep,
that's how old school we are. We write stuff down.
Yes.
But I mean, it's about a killer who kills cooking school, culinary school students. He kills them with different cooking instruments. Like, I mean, I haven't seen nothing like that before. I was like, that's interesting. And it's an interesting backstory why he's doing it. And he falls in love with one of the cooking students. I'm like, this is an interesting movie. Like, it sounds and looks ridiculous, but I was like, wow, I was shocked that, that Pan Man could actually have been a good movie.
Well, I hope that's somewhere in your review of it, by the way. Looks and sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, I did say that. I gave it a 5 out of 5 too.
Wow!
I gave it a 5 out of 5, and like it is an absolutely ridiculous concept and movie, and over the top gore, but like I was glued to it the whole entire time. I mean, something that and it's hard for me to be glued to, because I'm a theater person. I like watching movies in the theater. And I can think off the top of my head 5 movies that I've sat in the theater and been absolutely bored. And unfortunately, 2 of them were terrifying movies. But all right, let's say, Todd, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on Facebook. Let me see. What do I use on Facebook? It's
under your own name.
Well, no, actually, it's COLO filmmaker is my Facebook handle, and I'm on Instagram, Todd Braley. And I don't know. I don't do a whole lot. I have a TikTok, but I never use it. So.
To be.
Oh yes. If you don't want to watch our movies, just type in my name, Todd Braley, in the search, and we have 6 movies on there: The Chip, Silence, Jaws Fanatics, which is a documentary about Jaws fans. Psychotic Breakdown, Misfit, and You Like to Draw, which is a family film, a drama. So,
and also on Mindy Productions.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Productions.com.
Yeah, MindyProductions.com, and I have my own page. It's the one thing I love about when Itai put that together. It's like literally having your own website.
It really is. By the way, when I first contacted Itai, and he would send me filmmaking away, he would literally just send me this link. It had everything. I didn't have to research anything. It had the links to all their movies. I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. This is absolutely amazing.
Yep.
And still, when I promote people, I get comments from people who see the posts. And they ask me, where can I see this? And I'm like, there's a literal link to the film in the post. Nope. Where can I see this? The film is on the page.
And let me say one last thing to other filmmakers, indie filmmakers out there. Please don't be afraid to write interesting characters and give them an existence, and give us a reason to give a shit when they are killed if you're making horror movies. It's okay. Character development is okay. Okay.
And always ask yourself, would a real person do this?
Yes.
When giving them any actions to do, would a real person do that? Or would you make Itai throw popcorn at the screen?
Yes. There you go. Okay, sorry, I had to get that in.
Absolutely.
Where can one find you, my friend?
I'm on Facebook. I'm on what was known as Twitter, now X. I'm not on there as often. Also on Instagram, also not as often. Mainly Facebook. And again, you can get me through MindyProductions.com. But yeah, I am generally most of the time, almost always around.
Listen, everyone. Listen, their Indiegogo is still up for Shadows of the Night. So go ahead. It's for post-production. So go ahead and support that. And they still got some awesome perks up as well. So definitely support them. And
yeah, and for anyone watching this, if you have any interest in our work, we have a lot of upcoming projects. We are looking for investors. We are looking for anyone who wants to contribute in any kind of way. Just get in touch with us. We are currently talking about, if it's even worth putting all our time into another, more crowdfunding campaigns. But I don't know. I think we're both kind of tired because it just doesn't work enough. Let's put it that way. It's not really worth all the time and effort. When we can see where all of people's money and support goes, it's obviously not going to go to us. Yeah. So we go another way. But yeah, if you want, we're still doing the thing where we give away producer credits and all of that kind of stuff if you become an investor. So just get in touch, ask. We have some projects coming up. So we're currently working on raising those budgets. So yeah,
Contact
me.
So I have a question. If Damien Loney came up to you guys and asked you guys to help him with Terrifier 4, would you?
Absolutely. What kind of help?
Creative.
If they want me to rework the script and give them ideas, I'll do it. Will they follow that advice? Highly unlikely. I have wasted my time on many a people in indie, let's put it that way, where I've given feedback, I've given advice, and it was totally ignored. One of the reasons Todd and I are working together is because
the thing about it was they asked for it and fucking ignored it.
And one of the reasons that Todd and I have become such good friends and that we're working together today is because Todd asked for feedback, but actually wanted it. You know, he wanted to know what was wrong with it, not just what was right with it. So when I told Todd what I think about his films and where certain things could be better, he liked that. You know, other people blocked me.
Get better with everybody patting you on the back all the time. Oh, you're so awesome. Oh, this is so good. This is so good when you can't fucking understand the sound. And it looks like they shot it with a fucking handy cam. And it's so good. It's so good. No, you don't get better at what you do.
and the scripts certainly don't get better. But again, I think that's the problem with about 99% of indie today. People who are making films, whether filmmakers or otherwise, in indie today, think that they know everything. And they don't listen to feedback. Yeah.
Itai, by the way, last year, he actually sent me a DM at 3 a.m. in the morning, and he said that, Travis, your sound sounds like shit, right? Your mic sounds like shit. And Itai,
I don't know if I worded it like that, but yeah.
You didn't word it like that, but pretty much. How does it sound now? It sounds a lot better, right?
A lot better, yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
So like, I think I said it's a bit teeny, and it has, you know, yeah.
And I was like, thank you so much, because I love constructive criticism, because I didn't know. So like, it's great to.
And again, if it wasn't in an attempt to help, why would I do it? Why would I say anything? You know, and people just think that you're trying to put them down or something like that. It's like, why? What purpose would that serve? You know.
Well, but if I'm telling you, try to put out and extend your hand and go, hey, I want to help you. Let me help you with your next project, and let me help you do this so maybe your sound will be better. Let me help. Let me help. And it's just like...
Yeah. I've done that with scripts where I was willing to give, you know, of my time and well, for no payment, let's put it that way. And I tried to give some constructive criticism and help these people and kind of, you know, in a way mentor them. Those are the people who have disappeared and blocked me. And it's like, why am I wasting my time? You know, at some point you just kind of realize indie is not the place to help people. This is partly the reason I'm actually going to wrap up my promotion side of my indie and just concentrate on the filmmaking. I'll still promote probably here and there, but and I'll leave the artists up on the website and everything. But I have treated it like a full-time job where I'm not really getting paid for it. I'm promoting other artists where 99% of them will probably never promote me or, you know, show any appreciation in any way. So, you know, it's time, as Todd been telling me for many, many years, it's time to throw it all away, just concentrate on your stuff. Just, yeah.
I agree. But it's so fucked up that it's that way, because, you know, the saying between indie horror is that indie horror, we got to stick together. But it's such bullshit. It really is. Because, I mean, I'm literally the only, I'm just talking about myself, but I'm literally the only indie horror YouTube channel. It's me. You know what I mean? And that's promoting indie horror. What's it called? I should have about 10,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
But I see all the, but yeah, but I mean, it just works that way. And like, I just realized that early on, I was like, okay, this is the way it is, and you just keep on going.
Yeah, if you keep at it, eventually it might happen. You know, I mean, you know, when you started and you were trying to get monetized, trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and what is it, 40,000 hours?
4,000 hours.
4,000. Sorry. 4,000, not 40,000. That's ridiculous.
40,000. I was still be going.
Yeah. Yeah. But when we basically relaunched my indie channel on YouTube and basically started concentrating on one show, which is Babylon, which is really now just a music reaction show with myself and Asaf Angel co-hosting. We had no real knowledge or intention, I guess, of monetizing or thinking about that. But for some reason, we very quickly passed the 1,000 mark, the 4,000 hours viewed. And, you know, we're still not monetized because we don't want to be. As far as the YouTube monetization program, because a lot of what we do is we don't own the copyright.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
because we have to play clips from actual music that we're reacting to. So if we monetize, that might get us in trouble and might hurt the channel more than help the channel. So my point is, when we started out, it was sort of slow early on, but we did it just because we were just enjoying what we were doing. We did some film content, some music content. The film content got next to nothing as far as views, as far as any traction. The music content was flying. So very quickly we realized, okay, we got to put film aside, concentrate on the music. We've done that, and now we're at near 6,000 subscribers, and I don't know, we're at over 1.5 million views, but it's like 125,000 hours viewed or something like that.
We talked about this too. We talked about this in the beginning too. My Face of Horror content. That Face of Horror contest, you told me to double down on that shit. Because, and like, that's what got me monetized. That's what got me monetized my first year. The Face of Horror stuff. It got thousands of fucking views and subscribers and this and that. But that wasn't something I was passionate about, but that's what people were interested in.
You had an audience with that, you know, and those people were going to come back, but they want to see more of what they want to see. Yeah. And I remember you were like at, I don't know, 950 something subscribers, and you put up a post on Facebook saying that, you know, you're getting close to the 1,000, but you're kind of stuck, you know. And I put up a couple of posts and I shared it, and you know, your thing, and you sort of pushed that forward as well. And within days, you were at 1,000, and I'm just thinking, how hard would it have been for people who have been on your show, people you promoted, to help out with that? You would have been at 1,500, you know. But nobody wants to help somebody else. It's like crazy, you know.
It's crazy.
It didn't cost me anything, you know. I just pushed it and I said, check this guy out. He's supporting all of us. We should support him back. And some people just went and subscribed because it was no.
I'm not even going to go into the ones who come on for an interview and then unsubscribe. I'm not going to go into those ones.
That is rough.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, there's several, and I know exactly who they are, by the way, too. But they come on for an interview and then they immediately unsubscribe. So that it's a dick move. It's a dick move.
It's a huge. Not just a dick move, it's worse than that. It's like it's so it's like an ingrate move, you know. It's somebody's trying to help you and you just shit on them. And I gotta tell you, I've been there many times.
Yes.
It's crazy.
You know, I mean, I smile and nod my head when people say, "Oh, us indie horror stick together." I smile and nod because I know it's not true. And it's not all indie people, but there's a huge portion of indie horror is every man for themselves and fuck everybody else, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah. No, there are some people who have like perfected, you know, this whole thing of having a community around their films and things to do with crowdfunding, especially, you know, like the Mahal brothers. You can like their films, you can hate their films, doesn't really matter. If you look at it from a marketing point of view, what Michael and Sonny Mahal did there is just brilliant, you know, because they have all their movies at least partially funded, for as long as this holds. They raise probably at least somewhere around the 250,000 per film from crowdfunding. They make up the rest that they need from investors, etc. And again,
is almost at 260.
Yeah, and again, just a couple of nice guys, very enthusiastic about what they do. They are producers, so they don't really write or direct, but they definitely raise the money. So they're doing really, really great, and I applaud them for it. I try to support as much as I can. I can't support. Actually, let's put it out there. I am not supporting any indie crowdfunding campaigns anymore, for the sole reason that I've supported people and they never supported me back when I had a project. It's like, so why am I supporting you? So I've just now stuck to basically supporting only people who support back, only people who have. I don't care if they didn't put as much money as I did. That's not a thing. As long as they put something in and tried, I just kind of think, okay, at least they're showing some appreciation. At least I'm not being used. But with a lot of other people, I feel like I'm being used. So I stopped supporting most crowdfunding campaigns for that reason, because, I need my money for my own stuff. I can't just give it out to somebody else, especially if they would never help me out. So with filmmakers, it's become a bit like that. I do still support a lot of them, or, at least some. And again, because I know that when I have a project up, these people will at least throw a couple of bucks my way and share it and all the rest of it, because they do appreciate what I've done for them. So it has to be mutual. But again, you have some people who have done really, really well with crowdfunding and are still doing really, really well with crowdfunding. And, it's that same conversation that I told you that Todd and I have had before. If this is what you want to make and how you want to do it, good luck to you. It's not something that we do. And because we don't make that kind of content, crowdfunding is probably not the best for us, although we might try it again at some point. It's become a thing, where quality seems to repel people.
Which makes no sense.
Not to me.
It seems like because even from the outside, I'm not a filmmaker, but I see a lot of crowdfunding, and it seems like the ones that look as zany and crazy and stupid as possible. You look and they're like, "Whoa! Look how much money they got in crowdfunding!" But you get a movie that looks like has a great story to it, could be an amazing trailer, and it struggles.
Yeah, and it's not crazy money either. It's like. I've talked about this project many times, but I started making a film somewhere in late 2017, 2018, called Revelation. That project is one of those projects that Todd talked about that I'm saying, almost every filmmaker has, where they didn't get to complete it for whatever reason. I have never let go of it. I had a break in production because I shot half of the film. Then I had to take a break in production because my father passed away. I was living in Israel and shooting in Israel at the time. I had to fly to Australia because my family is in Australia, which is where I am now. Never mind all that. But my dad passed away. I ended up staying in Australia for 7 months and then went back to Israel. I lost all my funding, had to reestablish, the budget and everything, find new investors and all the rest of it. And then, while I was supposed to shoot in Israel, a small war, let's call it, broke out. I had to postpone. And then I finally had things going. And then COVID hit, and then COVID cleared. And now there's war again. So it's like whenever I try to shoot there, over the past 6 or 7 years, something out of my control has happened to kill that. Any money that I got from investors, I had to give back. So I lost my funding every time. And now we are, sort of potentially planning on making shooting the second half of Revelation in Colorado, as one of our joint projects. And we're thinking about, okay, we gotta raise about $50,000 to finish the film. I was talking to Todd the other day, and I said, look, I would love to get just $20,000, from crowdfunding. I'll find the rest from investors. But in reality, we don't even think we'll get that, and that's why we're probably not going into crowdfunding for that project, which might again delay it because we may or may not have the budget. We don't know, but it's crazy to think that we can't even raise 20,000 when some people we talked about before this have raised at least 30.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, that the audience out there who have heard of Todd and his work, have heard of Todd's company, have heard of my indie productions, have heard of me and my work, and, whatever we've had between us as far as films released and films going to festivals and awards and all of that crap. And still, we can't raise that money. It's deflating is what it is as far as crowdfunding. So we have to chase up, investors and hopefully get the money there, because we still want to make those films, get them out there for people to see. So that's where we're at.
We've got Itai's thing, and then I've got 2 projects I'm dancing between to get done.
Just 2? We've narrowed it down to 2
for next year. One's a drama and one is a comedy, which is in the realms of Bachelor Party and Revenge of the Nerds and Porky's kind of situation, called College Radio.
With a clerk's budget.
Yeah, with a clerk's budget. But because I just don't want to spend my existence making horror movies. I like horror movies, but I like other genres. So
we're filmmakers. We're not horror filmmakers. And again, I don't have any problem with people who are horror filmmakers, because that's the genre they like, and that's where their ideas come from. But Todd and I, we get other ideas as well. I'm a writer-director. I'm going to write whatever good idea comes to mind, and not what I think will do well in the market necessarily. So if the fad at the moment is gory horror films, doesn't mean my ideas will go that way. I will still go with a good story rather than with something that is working at the moment.
Listen, by the way, Todd, I love your films.
Thank you.
I love you, man. Listen, I can't wait to see Shadows of the Night. By the way, the horror room. Oh, I try to, but by the way, I try to support every filmmaker's Indiegogo that comes on my show and so forth, which does get expensive every once in a while. But it's something little, because I appreciate you guys, and yes. This is why I do it, and this is why I do it, man. Because I love indie horror. I love indie, and I have huge respect for indie horror creators, because you guys are not doing it for the money. Well, you're hoping to get the money, but you know what I mean. At the end of the day, you're not doing it for the money. You're doing it for the passion, and I respect it.
Well, and
we're doing it. Yeah, we're doing it because we want to keep doing it. That's the thing.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, we appreciate you, Travis, for continuing to support us. So anybody out there watching this, you got friends, you got family, aunts, uncles, dogs, cats, whatever. You need to share this episode and other episodes, or share the link to Travis's show. So, because to me, support equals support. And if somebody says, "Oh, well, I don't know if I can afford to do this anymore," well, all you had to do was share it. you know. So why don't you, you know, it doesn't take any time. It takes you 30 seconds to support somebody else. So fucking support us. Support Chicken.
Exactly.
Support us.
And as the three of us probably know, you know, with YouTube content, the longer you know, any piece of content is, the less likely it is that people are watching it all the way to the end.
Yes.
So to the two people who are still watching, fucking subscribe.
You're saying two? It's probably one person. That's why this is going to be a 2-part episode.
But yeah, definitely subscribe and comment. You know, let Travis know what you want to see, who you want to see come back. You know, to tell him how entertaining I am and how shitty Todd is. That kind of thing. You know.
Yes.
Damn people.
Two of my favorite guests, guys. Listen, thanks for coming on again.
Always fun. We appreciate
more than welcome. Come back on once when Shadow of Night comes out. Make sure I get a screener and I will. Or listen, or just let me know when it's on Tubi or whatever or Amazon, and I'll watch it. And I'll love have you guys back on to talk.
Awesome.
Yeah, and even like last time, whenever you need guests who will call it like it is, feel free. We love talking about all kinds of things, filmmaking, and we tend to speak the truth.
All right, well, I'm going to hold you guys to that because, you know, yes, I'm going to hold you guys to that one.
Okay.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you for coming to the Horror Realm. I'm Travis Bruce. That's Itai and Todd. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys. Been fun.
Thanks for watching.